Hello everyone and welcome back to another very exciting chess game, this time by Raul Capablanca. And this chess game was played in the Rice Masters chess tournament from 1913 from the New York City in the United States. And his opponent was the chess champion of Paris, Jacques Grommer. Okay, so we are going to witness a spectacular, gorgeous endgame at the end of this chess game. So especially the final combination is so beautiful and interactive. So let's see what happened in this chess game. Capablanca starts the game with e4. By the way, just only for the records, this is I mentioned that this is from the Rice Masters chess tournament, and Capablanca won this chess tournament, and this is from the first round. This chess game is from round 1. So we have the French defense, and well, usually white plays d4, but Capablanca played d3, so d5. So developing the knights, and then knight from g to f3, bishop to e7, c3, c5, queen to c2, knight to c6, bishop to e2, e5, and both players castled, centralizing the rook. And then d takes on e4, bishop d takes on e4, and then bishop to g4. Well, Capablanca played knight to c4, and it looks like Capablanca is attacking the e-pawn, so black is defending. And then knight goes back, both attacking the bishop and also aiming on f5. So we have rook over, placing the rook in the open file and asking a question. Bishop goes back, but this time after bishop goes back, knight to f5 is possible, and this is a very beautiful parking spot for the knight. Bishop to g6, and Capablanca played knight from 3 to h4. So basically black was threatening to take the knight, which is going to give white an ugly looking doubled pawn structure on the f file. So Capablanca is supporting his knight and aiming the bishop, knight to d7, and then capturing the bishop, but black opened the rook. Well, knight goes back and aiming this very beautiful another beautiful parking spot with the knight, and knight to d5, and this knight seems like a masterpiece. So black simply captures the knight, pawn takes, and we have knight back. Rook takes is not possible because of bishop to c4, pinning the rook to the king. So knight goes back, but this time bishop to g4, knight to d7. Again, rook takes is not possible because of bishop to e6, forking the king and the rook, and black can resign actually. This is just winning the rook. So knight to d7, and then Capablanca, he could have played bishop to e6, and that would be a very solid bishop and pawn chain. But Capablanca is getting rid of this problem child. Bishop takes on d7. So simplifying the chess game, no fuss, no complications. This is typical Capablanca. Rook takes on d7 and then c4. So Capablanca has a passed pawn and he's supporting his d-pawn. So bishop to d6, developing the bishop finally and aiming the c-pawn. So rook over, rook up, extra defense on the f-pawn. So queen to c8, b4. We have b6. Well, if capturing the pawn, this is what Capablanca had in mind, probably pushing the pawn. And if actually this looks very strong, as you can see. So if black plays something like this, then white has this move. And black actually can't take, because white is also threatening to take. White can also double, and this is going to be very strong for white. Okay, pinning the pawn. But if bishop takes, then pushing the pawn, and that's check. And this is also attacking the rook, so black has to play something like this, capturing the bishop, and it's all over. So you can see that actually this b4 was a pretty difficult move to deal with for black. So this is why black played b6 actually. The solution is not that difficult, but Capablanca is creating a weakness. As you can see, black has two weaknesses. So with his superior and deep positional understanding, Capablanca is slowly outplaying his opponent. We have rook over, placing the rook in the open file, rook to f5, and then rook up and targeting the weakness. And then queen is getting in and targeting one another weakness. Black actually has 1, 2, and 3 weaknesses. So g4 takes rook back, and then queen to c2. Well, a wise choice by Capablanca. If f3, then e4 is actually pretty difficult. And you can take because of queen takes. Actually, how white is going to deal with this. So this is why rook back and queen is targeting the pawn. Okay, queen takes on g4, but simply bishop takes on c5. Bishop takes, rook takes. Capablanca basically has 2 connected pass pawns. So rook goes up, d6, e4, and then rook to e5. So aiming the e pawn. e3. Okay, black is pushing the pawn, and this is a discovery attack to the pawn, and at the same time attacking on f2. So Capablanca could push the pawn. Actually, if pushing the pawn is marching, it is going to be very dangerous. So this pawn is also dangerous. Black takes, but then pinning the rook. Now, in this position, rook to e4 is the major threat, and that's losing on the spot. The rook is pinned, so black didn't want to let Capablanca push his c-pawn and support this passed d-pawn, which is going to be decisive for black. But this is pinning the rook, so unpinning, but then some complications for black. We have queen to b2. Well, rook up is also possible. So we have rook to b4 and then rook to e8 by Capablanca, not defending the queen. So rook over, and if capturing the queen, it's simple, checkmate. Thank you very much. And if rook takes rook, then rook takes rook. Again, there is a back rank checkmate. So we can see that black has some problems in the back rank, and also this pass pawn is looking pretty annoying. So this is why, of course, rook to f4 and queen to b8 threatening to take. So king to g8, but queen check, and how to defend. Black has to move the king. If blocking with the rook, then rook takes rook. Rook is pinned, king takes, and then check, mate. And also because of this passed d pawn, there is no escape, and still black has a back rank problem. He didn't solve anything. So king over, and then rook takes. What else? Rook takes and Capablanca. This is the position that I was talking about in the beginning of the video. Capablanca has a very beautiful move in this position. So it looks like the queen is also attacking the rook. What would you do if you had the white pieces after Capablanca's next move? Actually, black is going to be in serious trouble because there are so many threats after that move. Okay, Capablanca was the master of the endgames, and this is an endgame position which was his speciality. This is Capablanca's territory. So Capablanca has beautiful tactical ideas. He played queen to f7. What a move. We have queen to c8. If capturing the queen, then checkmate. There is back rank problem. And if something like rook to g8, basically white can play a calm move, a quiet move, rook to e1, defending the rook, and white is ready to push this bad boy, and black has no good defense actually, pushing the pawn, and black is in big trouble actually, and this is completely lost. So anyway, queen to f7, queen goes back for the support because white was threatening to take the rook, but Capablanca played. Can you guess the next move of Capablanca? Actually, a very beautiful, classy move by Capablanca, very elegant. Simply queen takes rook. Boom. And after this move, black resigned. Because basically there is no good defense after the only move, d7, and the pawn is marching and there is nothing black can do about rook to e8, and then it's all over. So you can see that this d pawn was the hero of the white army, of Capablanca's army, this passed d pawn. And that was, that was the strongest point of Capablanca's position. So if g6, then rook up, king to g7, capturing, and then white is promoting the queen. Easy win for white. So this was some of the beautiful combinations in this chess game. Queen to f7, and then queen takes rook, and then pushing the pawn, the hero of the white army. And that's all over. That's all she wrote. White is promoting the queen. And basically Capablanca simply and slowly and gradually outplayed his opponent with his deep positional understanding. Very deep, actually very deep positional understanding. So Capablanca was the master of the endgames. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Take care and bye bye.